go last because I don't really want to talk very much. I actually want to make sure that everyone who wants to try virtual reality will get a chance to try it. It's really kind of a one-on-one experience. So the history of how we experience video and media is usually we're looking at a rectangle. Whether the rectangle is this screen, or it's our phone, or it's a TV, or it's our laptop, we're looking at a rectangle. So what's different about virtual reality is it completely surrounds you in 360 degrees. So as you're all sitting here, if we were watching a really compelling movie, you would feel transported, but if you look to your left and you look to your right, you know you're not actually there. With virtual reality, you feel like you're actually there because it basically takes over your visual senses. I like to compare it to headphones. So, when you put headphones in, you're basically replacing your hearing with music or a podcast or some radio, whatever it is. So virtual reality kind of does the same thing for your eyes. Last week, the New York Times sent out a whole bunch of these, which you probably have heard about. So this is the Google Cardboard. This is what's great about this is it's really accessible. Like, these are very affordable. Well, they're free if you have the New York Times. Otherwise, like this particular one is $18. You can get them for as cheap as like $5, I think. That's actually the older model that you don't want to get. And the way this works is you can drop your phone right into this headset and put it on your face, and you'll all get to try this in a minute and feel like you're transported. What I'm going to show most of you is, so that this is kind of the Cadillac of VR. This thing is called the Samsung Gear VR. This runs on Samsung phones that just snap right in here. These are actually at Best Buy right now, but the full consumer release of this is coming out on Black Friday. So these headsets are going to be $99 without the phone. The phones are obviously kind of expensive, but it works with a few different kinds of phones. The great thing about, so that's virtual reality. You can actually experience something close to virtual reality without having to even have a headset, and that's what's called 360 video. So YouTube and Facebook are now supporting 360 video. So I'm just going to show you, this is the first, we produced a 360 music video. It was the first one to be produced in Minnesota for an artist called Chris Koza. So you can experience this on desktop with the Chrome browser or Firefox. That's kind of actually the least compelling way to do it, but you can basically click and drag and look around the whole scene. So this was filmed on a light rail. You can look below you. You can look. So it captures everything around you, and to do that, we use a really crazy camera rig. It looks like this. So this is basically a ball of GoPros. And people will stop me if I'm walking down the street. They're like, "Dude, your GoPro game is strong." So this basically films the entire scene, and what this really does is it becomes a proxy for someone's head. So like where I put this camera, I have to think, okay, this is where I'm putting somebody's head. Because when you wear a virtual reality set, you're going to be wherever this camera is, and you're going to be able to look around and see everything that this camera sees. So virtual reality is really being driven by entertainment and video games. Video games is actually what's driving it. But I'm not going to talk a lot about that, because I think that's happening. Hollywood is all over it. There's like a Jurassic World experience, Avengers, all kinds of crazy stuff. But it's great to be here with you guys, because I think there's a lot of real people can take advantage of this in ways that are just starting to happen. Like one example is like seniors that maybe are stuck at home or at a senior center. So I know somebody who's using this technology to basically allow seniors to visit, especially veterans, like to go visit a veterans memorial that they can't physically visit. And that's been a pretty powerful experience from what I've heard. Another example is there's a lot of talk about immigrants and the unfamiliarity you might have coming to this country. This would be you could use a 360 camera to sort of show a new American, like, here's what you do at the bank, here's what you do to go to the doctor, or it's just kind of those like nuts and bolts, here's how you do stuff. That could actually be a lot more immersive and make you feel like you're actually doing it than just like looking at a video would. I'm personally using it a lot for music and art and journalism and the things we like. So I've been filming at NPR a lot. I filmed a classical music ensemble. It was all woman string ensemble, 12 people. Actually, last week I filmed Marina Mursal. She's a Somali musician, and she had a huge band. So like the horn section's over here, Marina Mursal is right here, her bass player, the drummers are over here, and so essentially you can have the best seat in the house. So my camera was like right in the middle of all that, so you can kind of like look around you and see what all the musicians are doing all the time. And Mark Wheat is like back in a chair, he's like grooving, and you don't normally get to see that. So there's really just kind of endless applications. It's, in some ways it's an evolution of media because we're still using video cameras, but it's also a revolution in a lot of ways. And you'll see when you get to try this on that it's once you put this on and you feel like you're transported. That really it's going to be kind of unlike anything you've experienced. The cardboard, I call this the Ford Fiesta VR. This is like it's pretty accessible. You can actually brand these. So there's companies that can brand this. You can actually like make your own. The plans are online if you wanted to make your own. And all this is literally a piece of cardboard with a couple of lenses in it, and a way to select. So you push down this button, and it just taps the screen. Just if you wanted to pause something. So this is 360 video on desktop. Let's see. It's actually a lot cooler to look at it on your phone because the gyroscope in your phone lets you look all around the scene, so we can like look all the way around here like this. You could also use your finger to drag around. So I call this near VR. It's like almost a VR experience. So if you go on YouTube and just search 360, there's a group, there's a 360 video group. YouTube just released a 360 music video. That's really actually pretty amazing because they film people all over the world. People are starting to use it for journalism. I know there was a big Black Lives Matter protest in Brooklyn where someone hung like a few of these over the Brooklyn Bridge, and so you could really feel kind of the scale of it and feel like you were in the middle of it. I think police cameras should be 360 because then you're actually capture the whole context of a scene and not just like a little bit of a scene. I think I'm going to stop talking.